Welcome to the Holistic Acne Method. I'm Shri. I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm a mom, a writer, I'm a yoga teacher, and I'm also an Ayurvedic practitioner, which I'll tell you more about later. I'm so excited to guide you on this journey to clearer skin and better health. If you're struggling with acne, you are in the right place. Like many of you, I struggled with acne for years. It wasn't until I addressed my health from the inside out that I saw real lasting change. This photo was taken when I was 16. I had bad acne for so many years, but when I asked my mom recently if she could find any photos of me with acne, she had a hard time. And I realized it was because I was hiding. It's sad to me now how much time I spent hiding and feeling bad to show my face. I wish I had someone to give me this information when I was 16. I had to learn from trial and error, just piecing different things together over the course of a long period of time. I'm 46 now, and I still base my life on the principles you will learn in this course in order to keep my skin clear and my body healthy. I started breaking out when I was 10 years old. It started with pimples on my chin below my lip and at times engulfed my whole face. As the years went by, it just seemed to get worse. My mom bought me products like oxypads and Clearasil because it was the way she thought to take care of acne. It was what was sold to us in the commercials on TV. It was what was in the pharmacy. I came from a very conventional family, and so we just did the conventional thing. But in fact, those products were like some of the worst things I could do for my skin. They were very drying, and I did not need that. So, with my skin getting worse, my mom took me to see the doctor, my pediatrician. And the first thing he prescribed was a topical called Retin A. This felt like heavy duty Clearasil. It was just like so intense on my skin. It made it red and shiny and like peeling. My skin peeled. And it also made me dangerously prone to sunburn. And it actually didn't really help my acne at all. If anything, it just kind of like burned my pimples off my face. But then I just had like shiny, peeling skin. Then I got my first oral pharmaceutical, like pill for my acne. It was an antibiotic, erythromycin. I think I did 2 6-month cycles, like between the ages of like 15, 16. It did seem to help my acne a little bit when I started using it, but the long-term damage to my gut health was so not worth it. Oh my gosh, I couldn't digest anything in my 20s. And I really, really think it's because I just depleted, like totally destroyed my gut microbiome. We have healthy bacteria that lives in our gut that helps us to break down our food and assimilate it. And I think that with long-term antibiotic use for acne, I just totally destroyed that ecosystem and really, really put a challenge before myself for the sake of my skin that didn't work that well. And I could have done something else that would have been much more effective, which I'm going to teach you soon. So yeah, it's taken me years to be able to digest all foods again, but I'm glad to say I can. So finally, at the end of high school, I asked my doctor to prescribe me Accutane. And this was the worst thing of all for me because it gave me deep cystic acne like I'd never had before. The only acne scarring I ever got was from my Accutane acne, and I couldn't stay on it more than a couple of months. I remember I was on it right after I graduated from high school, and I woke up in my first apartment with blood on my pillowcase because one of my giant Accutane pimples had popped and torn in the night. It was so unpleasant. So didn't stay on Accutane very long. I couldn't handle it. And nothing was helping. So these pharmaceutical interventions that are wreaking havoc on my whole body, they weren't getting rid of my acne. They were just like bringing on other problems and side effects. And so nothing really changed until I started pursuing knowledge instead of a pill or a cream, like some kind of magic thing from outside of myself that would just like take my acne away. Like that's not where we get acne from. So we get it from like what's going on inside our body. So the only way we can really get to the root of it is to go inside our body and understand it more and learn what will help. So that's what we're here for. When I was in college, so it was the late 90s, um, a, a friend of mine gave me a book by Dr. Nicholas Perricone called The Acne Prescription. And from that book, I began to understand the basics of the glycemic index and how the food I was eating and even how I ate it, like how I combined foods together, was connected to the inflammation I was seeing on my face in the form of acne. So we'll talk a lot more about the glycemic index. This was a big step forward in being able to influence my skin. I could now use my knowledge to eat in a way that wouldn't spike my blood sugar like I had been doing unconsciously for so long. And I still had breakouts, but I knew what foods I could eat to help the situation and which to avoid. And I became much more in control of my skin health with knowledge. Soon after this, I took my first yoga class, and that was a big game changer for me. I didn't know it then, but I had stumbled into a very effective way for me to regulate my nervous system and manage my energy and emotions. And this also really helped my skin. As time goes on, I continue to learn more about all the things that we can do to support our nervous systems and to stay in a state of regulation or resonance. This helps the body to reduce inflammation and have the energy to clean out toxins, which ultimately leads to healthy, vibrant skin. Finally, my path brought me to Ayurveda. Ayurveda is an ancient system of health from India that understands nature and the elements and uses nature and the elements to correct imbalances in the body and mind. From Ayurveda, I learned about my own unique Vata Pitta constitution and how my type of skin works and what I really need when it comes to acne, like how I can take care of acne within my body, my unique body. I discovered that my underlying condition is the disease of dryness, I can help you find your underlying condition. Um, and this helped me make sense in every way of my health, but in particular, my skin. So, by learning Ayurvedic principles and about ourselves, we are able to take the guesswork out of a lot of small decisions that we make every day. And that is what creates good health and clear skin. Good, small decisions made frequently. What makes this method different is that it's based in Ayurveda, but with a modern approach. Some of what I'm sharing with you today isn't traditional Ayurveda because I want this program to be as simple and straightforward as possible, and also to be so fundamental that it works for everybody because everybody's skin is different and acne can be caused by different things. There are actually four main reasons. For me, my acne was caused by my skin being too dry, but all the conventional approaches to acne treatment were about stripping oil from my already dry skin. It wasn't until I learned about my skin and started to take care of it from the inside out that I saw an improvement. This is why we offer private consultations. When you make an appointment for a private consultation, you will meet with me or one of my highly trained colleagues. I know I'm connected to some of the most highly trained, devoted Ayurvedic practitioners that you will ever find outside of India. the best in the West. And we will discover your underlying disease condition and provide natural treatment options for you that go beyond the fundamentals of what you learn in this course.